ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शन तत्त्वविदं भवशङ्कर देशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो नमः, ऋषिभ्यो नमः, मुनिभ्यो नमः, गुरुभ्यो नमः, देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आदिशंकराचार्यवर्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। Parayinam from 9th 8th Anuvaka of the Shiksha Valli. Om Ata Shri Krishna Yajurvedantargata Taittiriya Upanishad Parayinam Shiksha Valli Ashtamo Anuvaka. Om Omiti Brahma Omiti Dagam Sarvam Omityetadανukruti Hasmava Apyo Shravayetya Shravayante Omiti Samani Gayante Ogam Shomiti Shastrani Shagam Sante Omityadvaryo Pratigaram Pratigrunate ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति ऋतं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च तपश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च दमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च शमश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्नयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च अग्निहोत्रं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च अतिथयश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च मानुषं च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजा च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजनश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च प्रजातिश्च स्वाध्याय प्रवचने च सत्यमिति सत्यवचाराथीतरः तप इति तपो नित्यः पौरुषिष्टिः स्वाध्याय प्रवचने एवेति नाको मौद्गल्यः तद्धितवस्तद्धितवः अहं वृक्षस्थिरेरिव कीर्तिः पुष्टं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् वेदमनोच्चाचार्योऽन्ते वासिनमनुशास्ति सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः आचार्याय प्रियं धनमाहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सीः सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यं धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यानि अनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये के चास्मच्छ्रेयागंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया अदेयं श्रिया देयं ह्रिया देयं भिया देयं संविदा देयम् अत यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्तविचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता आयुक्ताः अलोक्षा धर्मकामाः स्युः ये तत्र यथा ते यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतदनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुचैतदुपास्यम् शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत् तद्वक्तारमावीत् आवीन्माम् आवीद्वक्तारम् ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय शाखांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदा ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ओम अथ प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवागः शान्तिमन्त्रः ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Salutations to the entire Guru, Rishi, Muni Guru Devata Parampara, to Brahma Vidya, to the Shruti Mata, to Parabrahma Tattva, and also to our Vedavyasa Bhagwan, Vaishampayana Rishi, Yagnavalkya Rishi, and our Bhagwan, Sri Adi Shankara, and our own Guru Parampara. Without their blessings, we can't move ahead. Two things in introduction in short. One is all the Vyavahara we do with our own Antakarana. All the Adhyatmikata we do again is with our own Antakarana. Unless the Antakarana is properly maintained or managed, both Vyavahara and Adhyatmikata, we cannot do efficiently, effectively, fruitfully. And what is the meaning of this Antakarana? All the time, Antakarana management is all the time. Become aware of it in two aspects. One aspect of it is its purity aspect. Second aspect of it is its knowledge aspect. Unless the purity is gained, the knowledge cannot be gained. Unless the knowledge is gained, the vyavahara as well as spirituality cannot be properly done and accomplished. The purity of the antakarana means maintaining the mana or antakarana always to be in the sattva guna. Although it is not as easy as said, yet we have to. The idea of today's this thought being introductory thought is we have to come to this understanding at least now that the means of all our gaining knowledge, all our performance is our antakarana. We have to maintain it. We have to make it fit for our outer and inner successes. No more we can just neglect it. If we are serious and true, both to achieve the worldly performances better as well as spiritual sadhana. That thought should come, like I am talking to you. All my talking to you depends on my antakarana. If my antakarana is tamoguni, if it is too much of rajoguni, then I cannot communicate what I want to. Therefore, it is inevitable for me to take it as a goal, as challenge to keep the mana always in the sattva. For that, anything, everything done is correct, and all the things have to be done at our disposal. And if those things are not done, and we allow our antakarana to be rusted in tamoguna and disturbed in rajoguna, we become unfit for everything, both worldly as well as spiritual. Life will continue unfit in the sense for better performances and greater achievements. Therefore, what is that I have to change? What is that I have to add? What is that I have to delete from my life so that my antakarana always remains in sattva? Whether it is the food habits, whether it is the type of food taken, the timings of food taken, whether it is sleeping habits, whether there are the involvements of my life because of which my mind is that way becoming important, ineffective as regards this goal is concerned. Think about that and keep on eliminating. So, to what is that to be added so that the antakarana remains in sattva, all the upasanas, all the namasmana, all the bhajana, kirtana, unless those are avoided and these are involved, those rajo tamo guna, which are obstruction for sadhana and outer world vyavahara, cannot be removed, and this sattva guna, which is essential, cannot be gained. This is the first thing we have to always keep in mind. Everyone will have. There's no way. We have let the mind loose so far. Therefore, anytime it has a desire and agitation, it was allowed. It become habitual for the mind to be always extroverted, always disturbed, always in its own whims, fancies, always it's in emotions, always it's in desires. It is never available for us to apply it 100% effective. Like the car, scooter, you may drive it, but when you master it properly, every part of the every thing of the car is under control, and accordingly, when we drive, that driving will be of different height, different joy. अदरवाइज जा रहे हैं रोड में गलत से कोई है नहीं ट्रैफिक देफोर पहुंच गए सीधा साधा और जिंदा बट इफ यू हैव कंट्रोल ऑन एवरीथिंग in the same way if the mana is fully in our that way control that too made into sattva guna everything can be done beautifully well. So all these things are required to bring the mana into sattva guna. Change in food, change in sleeping habits, change in all our involvements in the world. So too, they are the negative. The positively, doing nirantaram, awareful upasanas, awareful japa, kirtanam, always keeping the goal of mana to be alert. Sometimes we need to have good sleep also. Because when the sleep is not sufficient, that time also the mind is non-cooperative. This is first aspect. Second aspect is what? Regarding vyavahara, regarding sadhana. We have to be first of all, through study of Shastra, very clear in our jnanam about what to do to what to achieve. What to achieve, about that the jnanam should be clear. What to do to achieve that jnanam also should be clear, clearly understood by repeated thinking, repeated contemplation, repeated listening, repeated studying. Unless that clarity is there, called jnanam in the antakaranam, then what do we do? Sadhana mein. Jnanam will not come unless the antakaranam is sattva-guni. Sattva-guna nahi aayega if it is not properly taken seriously. Keeping the mind in sattva-guna, if it is not taken seriously, then we don't make it sattvic. Even when we desire to make it sattva-guni and put all our efforts, still our past, our vasanas, and so many things will still make our अंतःकरण agitated only, disturbed, नहीं करने के बावजूद तो फिर कितना करना पड़ेगा, छोड़ देने से नहीं होता ना. When we have to be serious, when we have to be sincere in our life, and to be serious, sincere in our life, that sankalpa itself is noble. He is not only becoming useful for himself, for his own growth, he will be useful for the society, because the society needs only those who are sincerely preparing themselves in every aspect to serve. So to the Lord will be happy, to the Guru will be happy to see the sincerity in the person. Sincerity is in the goal, spiritual goal. If we are sincere, definitely we gain knowledge, and to gain the knowledge, we definitely have to keep our antakarana in sattva-guna. To keep it in sattva-guna, what is to avoid, what is to involve in, they are very, very essentials. It remains a throughout life sadhana. Whether we study shastra or not, do sadhana or not, वो तो कभी कभार छूट जाता है. But becoming aware of our antakarana and keeping it sattva guna becomes more important for a sadhak. बचाते रहना है. Like any currency, we should be very careful with it. It cannot be allowed to be mutilated. It cannot be allowed to be torn. Any of the unwanted things should not fall in it, like ink or colors. ऐसा उसको बचाओ तभी वो वैलिड होगा. फटा हुआ नोट हो या कोई काला धब्बा लग गया, if you take anywhere shop etc., they don't take. So how careful we have to be with currency. So to be, we have to be careful with our own antakarana. It is a currency. It is made of dirty by all tamogunas, and it is made so torn into pieces by the rajoguna. Therefore, it is becoming ineffective, invalid. Both in knowing how I have to live in life, so that all obligations, duties are cleared, no liability is created. That is why I am not able to be very clear about what spiritual goal and how the sadhana has to be done. Very important thing. So try by all means to always remain in that. As we said, many times good rest is required. Give it. Come with that freshness of the antakarana. And also manage the day's schedule in such a way that antakarana is always paired with its abilities, energies. It is not tired, fatigued or exhausted. जितना चाहिए उतना use करो. Anything for that matter, when the optimum level of use is done, then it is not spoiled. Sufficient level. ज़्यादा करो तो खराब हो जाएगा, नहीं करो तो use नहीं होगा उसका. In this way, today's introduction is regarding these two aspects. Now, to achieve that, as well as to achieve the goal only, we are taught in Taittiriya Upanishad the various upasana prakriyas by the gurus. The Upanishad Data. It is Yajnavalkya ji and Vaishampayana ji. So Vedavyasa gave to Vaishampayana, Vaishampayana gave to Yajnavalkya. Then Yajnavalkya left and went to his own sadhana. He from Surya Bhagavan got all Shukla Yajurvedam. Before that he vomited all this jnanam. It is taken by Taittiriya birds, rishis in the form of Taittiriya birds. Therefore it is called a Taittiriya Aranyaka Shakha, we said. In this Upanishad, we are given the Upasana is, as we just now saw, all the time putting efforts, conscious efforts to use the antakarana in the given direction for its, again, concentration, for its purity, as well as in every of the exercises, every of the anuvaka, some exercise is given, trying continuously to do. That is what Upasana. So Shiksham Vyakyasyamaha is some exercise. Doing that is Upasana. Samhitaya Uparidam Vyakyasyamaha is another exercise. Doing that exercise continuously is Upasana. In doing so, the mind is made concentrated, mind is made purified, mind is made purposeful, and that mind is utilized in doing what is said, that Samhita Upanishatu. Prajasandhi, Prajananam Sandhanam. So, Acharya Purva Rupam, Anteva Sitta Rupam, Vidya Sandhi, Pravachanagam Sandhanam. So, always mind is kept in that direction. Oh, this is how the Vidya Prasarana done from the Guru to the disciple. There the Guru is Purva Rupa, which Shishya is Uttara Rupa. Purva Uttara Rupa means essential factors. Like Mata, Pita are essential factors for the children to come. Therefore, the Purva Uttara Rupa means most essential thing. So too, the Guru Shishya are most essential for the transforming of Vidya. Like the Adharahanu and Uttarahanu are more essential for the movement followed by the air thrown out while the tongue is swirling, which is bringing out the Vak. इज इट नॉट वाक संधि जिह्वा संधानम होना है तो अधरा हनु उत्तरा हनु होना चाहिए देयर फंक्शंस आर होना चाहिए नहीं है तो दे डोंट कम अप एंड डाउन विदाउट दैट द शब्द विल नॉट हैपन सी यू टच योर लोअर चिन एंड सी दैट when you are talking is it not moving there upper wala jawi they are essential parts in the same way our mind is focusing on oho acharya and antevasi then the sandhi is vidya the only purpose of coming together is gaining vidya and that is through the pravachanam pravachanam is common for both one is giving another is listening vidya is common for both one is giving other is taking the satsang is common for both, one is giving, another is taking. In this way, this is called as upasana. So, in that, all the time the due effort are put in the exercise given. These are all exercises. Exercises for the mind's concentration, exercises for the mind's purification, exercises for the mind to do what is said. In doing so, the universal phenomena we are recognizing what is happening in the world. At the same time, what is in our control or what is I have to contribute as and whose control it is in. When I know what is my contribution and do, it is called as dharma. And in whose control everything is happening, observing that is called as upasana. And the purpose of this ANUVAKAS is upasana. Therefore, all the time become aware of the one who is beyond, behind all that. He is introduced to us in the fifth and sixth Anuvaka through the Vyarti Upasana as Mahad Brahma. Therefore, what are the first Vallis talking about? Mahad Brahma Upasana to get rid of the individual identity. Identity with our own individual koshas and thinking we are a separate entity. To come out of this is all the Upasana. By attributing everything to the totality, by looking from the total standpoint, and by working also from the total standpoint, it is done. Then only the ultimate truth, which is very exhaustive, in the next Valli we will see. So, in that seventh Anuvaka, all that is done. And in the sixth Anuvaka, fifth and sixth, and seventh one, same thing is done through the Pangta Upasana. If really we do Pangta Upasana, our vision will not be at very narrow level of I and mine. If the Pangta Upasana is sufficiently done, always my vision will be from the total drishti, ki how many Pangtams are working to manage the world. And through so many Pangtams, that the Paramatma who is doing everything, the Mahat Brahma, always our drishti is on that. Great. And that should be a habit. To observe the Pangtams, contribution should be our habit. Like you are traveling in a bus. Don't just be cocooned in your own thinking, one's own thinking. That is what habitually we do. That's what is separating us from the totality and also pushing us only to remain as Jiva, never allowing us to pursue the path of our essential self. Start seeing. See, बैठ जाओगा बस में, but there is how many the Pangtam? The driver is there, the conductor is there, the praja which are there, they are there, the bus itself is there, and the road is there. Because of these Pangtam, the bus is moving. Like that, how many buses are moving? And through many buses, how many people are carried from one place to the other? Now, all that is happening in the Leela of the Mahat Brahma. The driver thinks that he is driving and it is correct from his standpoint. Who made him to think to become a driver? Drive, there is Mahat Brahma behind. The passenger thinks that he is seated and traveling. Yes, he is right from his level. But who made him to go that place? Why he is going there is made essential that day. There is Mahat Brahma working behind. Without him, in none of the individual of the Panktam, nor the total Panktam works. And the coordination between the two buses, whatever the passengers, the first bus could not carry, it's carrying the second one. Whether that driver, this driver, know it or not, the Parabrahma, Madbrahma knows. So there is a connection in this way between these two buses. One bus overtakes the other one. Why it overtook? Because in that the jivas who are there, they are supposed to reach little early. Why some bus breaks down? Because they should not reach in time. No, these are all Mahat Brahma's Leelas. Aparampar they are. So many. Keep on that way observing. Always be in the awareness of the total intelligence, total planning, working in and through the scheme. Along with that, what is my position, my role? Like the bus broken. What's my position, my role? Depends. If they ask you to push it, push it. Is it not? If they say wait, wait it. If you have an urgency, then go onto the road and ask for a lift, sit in the other bus or car and go. This is my dharma. Dharma is always in acharana. Upasana always is in bhavana. That jnanam is always in knowing. So, second level we are doing. The upasana of Mahat Brahma, that his role is there in and through whatever is happening. Like a marriage हो रहा है, go attend शादी सब जो normal है normal. Bhakta upasana is what? Is it not? If the boy side people are not there, girl side people are not there, then the whole stage is not there. If the arranging people are not there, and the praja have not come to witness the marriage, तो फिर कहाँ होगा शादी? This is called as Pankta. Anywhere, go to the kitchen there or the dining place. So the cooks are there, the serving people are there, the people to lay the tables are there, and the people to eat are required, and then जो बाद में wind up करते हैं पांगतम. Is it not? सब कुछ वहाँ right from ladles onwards up to the plates. आप सोचोगे what is the whole purpose of the Pankta Upasana? Observing each individual of the Panktam, their contribution as a synergy for the working of total Panktam, which in coordination with other Panktam, working for the total. That is called Pankta Upasana. In that exercise, what is happening? Everything is important, not more important than other, not more important than the total. Like the ladle is required to serve, let us say, sambar. Example of serving. So it is very essential for the ladle required to serve. But it is not more important than the other thing called as sambar. Sambar ही नहीं है तो will it do the action? कोई यूज करेगा लैडल को सर्व करने वाला कोई चीज ही नहीं है तो. Therefore, it is important, but not more than the other thing. And not at the cost of total. The total is what? So many other things also. The सिर्फ सांबर ही थोड़ी डालते हैं. बाकी चावल भी है, सब्जी है, दाल, सब मिलकर खाना होता है. And also the person who is seated there to eat. कभी वो मना ही करते हैं, मनो, I don't want sambar. Then you, the ladle, your own, both are useless only for that purpose, for that person. Try to observe it. So, its role it is fulfilling in coordination with others, serving the total. So, I also, from that example, after observing the Panktam in the world, apply it my own self. That I also serve what I have to do in coordination with others, serving the total. Like I am giving lecture. It is my duty in coordination with you, in the immediate people listening. As a service to the total, the Brahma Vidya or the Upanishad Vidya should be spread out so that it remains for all the time and anybody wants to get benefit, they can get. This awareful living at the individual level, yet for the sake of total is called as Hiranyagarbha or Mahat Brahma Upasana. In that, the total attention, value, Palda Bhari is given to the Mahat Brahma, not to the individual. Is it not like that person who is collecting all these utensils for serving? He will take a balti, a सारे ladles, उसमें डालता जाएगा वो. He is concerned of everyone, at the same time, he is concerned of total. Then after putting everything, then he ensures सब कुछ है कि नहीं. एक मिस हो गया, चक्कू नहीं है. He goes and brings the चक्कू. He is bringing चक्कू, individual attention, but to complete the total there. Understand it? When from the tent house all the utensils are brought, so you ensure everything आया कि नहीं. But the total is important. पानी डालने के लिए जग है कि नहीं, गिलास है कि नहीं, पत्ते प्लेट्स है कि नहीं, चम्मच है कि नहीं. See that? In the same way, in this whole universe, the total is working through individuals for the total as well as individuals. So too, every individual should work for other individuals and the total. All the time, his attention should be only for the total, never ever for individual. Even if I sleep, that should be for total. Even if I eat the food, that is for the total. In this way only, I come out of the first problem called as individuality. Spirituality is becoming one with totality, transcending the individuality, because the non-spirituality called as bondage is living only at the individuality level. And why it is called bondage? Because as an individual you are suffering with your own selfishnesses, with your own individual egos, etc. So these are all to be thought over. एक नहीं दो नहीं 100 बार, तब तक जब तक के बाद पूरा समझ में नहीं आता है. So one just today little analysis we have done of what we have exhaustively studied about the Pankta Upasana. And what was said toward the end was the inner Panktam is sustaining because the outer one. Therefore, it becomes a duty on the part of the inner Panktam should understand and coordinate and work for the total outer Panktam. Then what about the inner Panktam? It is taken care of by the outer Panktam. It becomes an obligation on the part of the total. That's the meaning of you are remembering me, you are doing upasana of mine. It becomes my duty to bring the yoga kshema to you, Bhagavan says. Ananya Chintayanto Mam Ejana Paripaste Tesham Nityayuktanam Aham Yoga Kshemam Ahami. Aham is the total. Mahatma is speaking there. Hey, individual Jiva, not working for yourself, you are working for total. Therefore, total me becomes responsible to take care of your individuality. Now, the opposite of is what? Instead of total, when I work for individuality, I grow in selfishness. So, undeserving thing also I seek, then I am punished for it. Like that. So, a high level intelligence is working in managing the world. And be attentive. Our work and our intelligence should be in coordination with that, not in contradiction with that. And what is the way of coordinating in our intelligence and work with the total is what the essence of all Shastras. सारे शास्त्रों का लक्ष्य है at our action level, intelligence level, how we have to coordinate with the total for our own safety, security and evolution. If the Shastra is not done, then not in coordination with total, but individualized will be my knowledge, information as well as action, which is not agreed to the total. Then total will warn a few times, then it will just eliminate us. Again, I am repeating, a high intelligence is working for the total universal evolution, a part of which is you and I also. So, if we also have to evolve along with us and the universe, that high intelligence which is working and has its own plan, according to that we have to tune. Like, when the turnings are there on the roads, little slanting is given. And if it is a valley type of thing, those marks are shown, right turn karo, danger zone hai, reduce the speed. No, that is for the total road is made. So in our own safety, I have to make my vehicle also slanted and take that due right turn by reducing the speed. Then I reach safely, no? If I say nahi slanting पे रहने दो जैसे मैं जाऊंगा, right, I will not take turn, then I will fall in valley or I will dash somebody else, उसको भी मेरे को भी तकलीफ होगा. होता है कि नहीं? Is there anybody in life while driving the car or scooter is totally individualized, isolatedly? Is it possible? A common sense wala? Impossible. More than his own driving, he is aware of all around. He is traveling. It is he who has to reach destination. No doubt about it. He is driving his own car. Same time, he is aware of all that. Same time, he is aware of the total traffic. He should be. उस दूर से लारी आ रहा है, immediately he'll have to be so conscious. Is it not? Even भेड़ बकरी चल रहा है, he has to be conscious and mold himself for his and that safety. Same is life. You are traveling toward your destination, it is your goal. Same time, you have to achieve it in coordination with the total. And what is that is called as Dharma Shastras talk. They talk only two things. What to do is said as Dharma Shastra, and what to know is called as Jnana Shastra. Thus, that tuning to the total is called Upasana. Samashti. Okay? Now, the last Anuvakam here, or the Upasana Prakriya mein, the most profound important is the Pranava Upasana. This is the theme in the 8th Anuvaka, which is very big, very exhaustive. So exhaustive it is that in every Upanishad Pranava comes, rather the best and ultimate and the highest of the Upanishads, called one is called Mandukya, talks only about this Omkara. Uttana Mahan hai Om. There is no better alamana than the Om for Upasana to propitiate the Mahat Brahma as well as to reach to Parabrahma. That greatest is the Om, which we have neglected. Of that Omkara, which is so important, little bit importance is given and we are encouraged and inspired to do the Upasana of it in this particular 8th Anuvaka. Though the content spoken by the Rishi there is small, but we in our background of other Upanishads studied have to exhaustively again study the entire thing. In short, keep in the mind that after the Pankta Upasana, now we are taught with the Pranava Upasana. What is the subject discussed? Pranava Upasana. Pranava is the Upasana Madhyamam to do the Upasana of the apparent Parabrahma for every gainer. Keep that in mind. Like my car is a means for me to go to market, to go to office, to go to relatives' place, to go to the functions, etc. So you keep the car in mind. In the same way, Omkara Upasana is the Madhyamam. Now here Upasana is a Om mantra. Through the Om mantra, Om as Alamana of the Mahat and Parabrahma. Earlier, through the medium of Panktam, in the mind, the Upasana of the Mahat Brahma is done. पांगतम का जो है वो हम देखते हैं, ओम का हमको करना पड़ता है. In the Panktam, we only observe it, and if we are one of this Panktam, we do our cooperation. Is it not coordination? पांगत उपासना, ओमकार उपासना में ओम को हाथ में लेकर उसका में उच्चारण अनुष्ठान करना है. पांगत में हाथ में लेना नहीं. You are a part of the हाथ of the Panktam. You are in the hands of the Panktam is Pankta Upasana. Taking Om into our hands is Omkara Upasana. Its glory, its mahima is shortly said in this mantra. Okay. Yesterday we have exhaustively seen the avatarika given by Bhagavan Adi Shankara. It is so simple but so complete, clear and profound. He said, Vyavruti Atmanaha Brahmanaha Upasanam Uktam. Upasana of the Brahma told as Atma Vyavruti. Anantaram cha Pankta Swarupena Tasyeva Upasana Muktam. After that, through the Pankta Upasana, the Brahma's Upasana also is told. So, the main word is what? In these 2 points, if we forget it, then we miss the essence. Yesterday we were speaking about it exhaustively. But फिर भी हम भूल जाते. Important words in these 2 are what? Vyahruti Atmanaha, in the same way Pankta Swarupena. व्याहृतियों के आत्मा के रूप में we have done the upasana of the Saguna Mahat Brahma. Again I am repeating. व्याहृतियों के आत्मा के रूप में means what? Vyahritis are doing everything to maintain the world. That is what visualized by us. Very sthula drushti, sukshma drushti say, what is that because of which the Vyahritis are existing? That is called the Atma of it. And that is Mahat Brahma. If he is not there, Vyahritis are not there. Therefore, what is the Upasana here? Upasana here is that the Atma of the Vyahritis is Mahat Brahma. So, sequentially, if you see, if the Vyahritis are not there, the show of the world will not go. Then, if Mahat Brahma is not there, the Vyahritis are not at all existing. Therefore, who is the Atma of the Vyahritis, because of which the Vyahritis are working and the world is sustaining? The Atma of the Vyahritis is Mahat Brahma. Therefore, due importance given to all the three. First thing is the happenings, second thing is the doer, third is the substratum. The happenings are the outer worldly happenings, the doers are the Vyahritis, the substratum of the Vyahriti is the Mahat Brahma. Among these three, who is very important if you ask you, it is Mahat Brahma only, because it is the Atma of the Vyahritis. वो नहीं है तो व्यावृत्ति नहीं है, व्यावृत्ति नहीं है तो वर्ल्ड नहीं. That is why the Atma word is important. And this is what we have to understand throughout life, that Atma or Paramatma is not discovered anywhere beyond this world. World is kept apart, aside for discovering itself, him in the core of our heart. It's okay for sadhana. After that, we have to discover him in the same world everywhere permeating. Then only our drushti of Bhagavad Darshanam is complete. Like you see the God in temple, it's only the beginning. If that is not expanded to seeing the God everywhere, that upasana of God in the temple is incomplete. Not only is incomplete, it is very bad that Lord is only in that temple there. बाहर नहीं है वो. You are binding him is by desha, kala and vastu, like a person jailed. इतना बुरा है वो तो. Real upasana of your Rama in your Rama Mandir is only when we see the Rama in and through everything. Is it not? In the same way, the Mahat Brahma is the Atma of the all Vyahrutis. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha and Maha. That is called Vyahruti Atmanaha Brahmana Upasanam Uktam. Same way, the word was Atmana. Same thing said here, instead of Atma, he said Swarupa. Because Atma alone is Swarupa, Swarupa alone is Atma. That is why to bring the oneness between them, deliberately Bhashyakara has used two different words. He could have said Vyahruti Atmanaha, Pankta Atmanaha. Or he could have said Vyahruti Swarupasya or Pankta Swarupasya. But why he used two different words? Only to say that both words are one. What is oneness of the both words? The Atma of the Vyahrutis is Mahat Brahma, or Swarupa of the Panktam is Mahat Brahma. So Vyahruti Atmanaha Brahmana Upasana Uktam. Fifth and sixth Anuvaka. Second is what? Anantaram cha Pankta Swarupena. ध्यान से देखना. Pankta Swarupena Taseva Brahmana Upasana Uktam. So what is the actual Upasana therefore here? The Swarupa of the Pankta is Mahat Brahma. That thought is called Upasana. Maintaining that thought is always called Upasana. And the Brahma is not working. What is working is Panktam only. But Panktam cannot exist without Brahma. Therefore, who is working grossly? Panktam. Who is working subtly? Mahat Brahma. Is Mahat Brahma really working? He did not. He only just stays there. In presence, all these things happen. जब करने की बात आती है, पांगतम को नहीं देना क्रेडिट, महत ब्रह्म को देना है. किसने किया क्वेश्चन पूछा तो. और जब करना होता है, पांगतम को करना पड़ता है. Like when I have to do it, I have to do. When the credit has to be given, it is to be given to Mahat Brahma. If I don't do, then work won't happen, then I will not be helped. Therefore, I must do only. But if I say I am the doer, then I am isolating from the total, which is not correct. Therefore, करना मुझे, लेकिन देना किनको क्रेडिट उनको. It is called as upasana. Like I do all the Naivedyam, but whom I give it to? Bhagwan. सब उनको दे देते हैं. That's called as upasana. So that is called as, beautifully said here. Vyaruti atmanaha brahmanaha upasana muktam taseva brahmanaha panta swarupena upasana muktam. So we are seeing the things happening. We are seeing the panktams are doing all the things. And now the extra thought we are adding is, all these panktams are existing because of Mahat Brahma. Rather, that because of which all the panktams are existing and doing their individual works for the sake of total world, that which is working through all of them, that because of which they are all existing, that is called as Mahat Brahma. In this effort, the individual is given due importance, not beyond importance. Its due importance is working obediently as told by the total. Like in any company, each one does his work, but under the guidance order of the owner of the company. The owner is Mahat Brahma, Hiranyagarbha. Each individual is the individual of the Pankta. Each department can be one Panktam, you can say. This is what we do in our Vyavahara. But same thing we have to visualize in our Antakarana. That we miss. When it comes to Antakarana, we think we are an isolated individual. आपसे मेरा कोई ताल्लुकात ही नहीं है. Like that we behave. And we have no connection with the total. Total is not at all there. ऐसे हम हैं. Why? Overpowering effect of the individuality. Therefore, to nullify this negative thing, to modify it into positive, we are given the concept of Mahat Brahma. Mahat Brahma is a concept from the absolute level. But right now it's a reality because totality is working, not an individual. Individual is always subordinate to total. होना चाहिए ऐसा हमको जीने से. अब देखो उसका फायदा है, अहंकार नहीं रहेगा, सबको साथ में लेकर जाने का होता है, सबके लिए सोचने का मन होता है. दैट सोसाइटी वेयर पीपल आर लाइक दैट. सोसाइटी इज सो वंडरफुल, ब्यूटीफुल. It is a worldly byproduct. It is not the purpose, it's a byproduct. But the main purpose is spiritual growth. In spiritual growth, the total is minded. Then who is beyond even this total inquired? It will be Parabrahma later on. So, Vyavrutatmanaha Brahmanaha Upasana Muktam Anantaram cha Pankta Swarupena Tasyeva Upasana Muktam. हो गया है. Summarize कर दे. See what we discussed so many days. 2 lines Shankara Bhagavan has summarized. But to understand these 2 lines, we have to go through such a big exercise. Still we are in vagueness because Mananam we have not yet done. That much capacity has not come to us. We just at the listening level. But come to the level of Mananam, subject will be more clear. With the Mananam and the conviction comes, then you do practice. The practice makes it practical. With the practical practice, you can experience it. It's a beautiful thing. The joy of paragliding. How much ever theory you understand, you can't enjoy. But to enjoy the paragliding joy, practically, theory you have to master. But at the theory level, if you stay back, you can't enjoy. But when you are gliding in the parachute in the high sky, horizon, infinite ocean, infinite sky is yours. Not cocooned onto the road and all. उसका आनंद ही अलग होता है. Same way, flying high with universal consciousness is such a great joy. We have to do it practically. Theory is being taught here. So always Pankta Drushti, then Vyaharuti Drushti we must have. Through them, Pankta and Vyaharuti, Samashti is working. He is named as Mahat Brahma. In the Vedic period, he is called as your Rama or Krishna or Shiva in our Pauranika Bhakti Shastra. If you don't remember Mahat Brahma, never mind. Remember Rama and Krishna, but understand that they are the totality. Because it is Upanishad, Upanishad के time वो महात ब्रह्म ही थे. Never Rama, Krishna were not there. Any of the avatars come, they don't value the avatars more than Mahat Brahma because from the Mahat Brahma, hundreds of avatars come and merge back. Though Mahat Brahma is comparatively, if you compare, greater than the avatars. Avatars themselves are actually Mahat Brahma. Both way you can see. Avoid confusion. So if you do at the Purana level, Mere Ram, sab kaam ke piche hai, Mera Krishna. Or Mahat Brahma is through every Panktam working. or that which is working through every Panktam is Mahat Brahma. With that Mahat, through Upasana, we near to Mahat Brahma. And as we near to Mahat Brahma, the nearest nearness to him is to merge in him. What is the merger? Two things. One, all our thinkings, actions will be thereafter only for the total. Second, all the capacities also are bestowed to us. Our effort at that level will be our effort. Thinking, working for the total. And the conveniences that are given to us are all the facilities, abilities to think and work for total. That is why Apnoti Swarajyam, he became one with total. When he became one with total, he'll get all the capacities to work for total because his vision was working for total. Therefore, Manasaspati, Vakpati, Chakshushpati, Shotrapati, Vijnanapati. Why all these Pati told? That he is Pati means master. He is the master of all the total. Capacities are given to him. Why? He was working for the total right from the beginning. If it is working for individual, only individual capacities are given. Sometimes if the totality needs more energies, individual का खींच के ले लेते हैं, इसको देंगे भी नहीं. He will be without powers. This is how it happens. Okay. After this is done, idanima sarva upasana angabhutasya omkarasya upasanam vidisyate. Now the upasana of the Omkara, without which no other upasana is complete, that Omkara's exclusive upasana is taught as vidhi. Now the essence of meaning and value of Omkara, as said in many other Upanishads, is said in this introductory paragraph, then that is proved through the mantra. The greatness of Omkara, as said in other Upanishads, is quoted here by Shankara to justify why at the end Omkara's Upasana is given even by Taittiriya Upanishad. तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ने ओंकार का उपासना क्यों दिया? क्योंकि ये महान है. सारे उपनिषद में इसका एक्सप्रेशन है. Now see the answer to the question. When Omkara Upasana is given other, why it is given again here also? Okay, other 7 Upasanas were not taught in other Upanishads, therefore they are given here. The idea is, even though the 6-7 Upasanas are told here, the Vyarti Upasana, the Samhita Upasana, the Medha Upasana, yet without Omkara Upasana, all of them would have been complete. The Prakriya or the Prakarana is context. The context of Upasana will not be complete. To the extent, even Upanishad is not complete without Omkara. इसलिए देना ही पड़ेगा. Is it not? वो बंदे को हर प्रोग्राम में बुलाते हो, बी अटेंटिव. इन लोगों को नहीं बुलाते हो. हाँ? अब इन लोगों को बुलाया, फिर वो बंदे को क्यों बुलाते हो? अरे यार, बिना उस बंदे का इन सबका कोई वैल्यू नहीं रहता. उन बंदे को बुलाओ तभी ये प्रोग्राम भी कंप्लीट होता है. उसीलिए उनको बुला. Means what? When nobody is there, that time also is only important. When everybody is there, that time also is only important. If you understand that example, Omkara Upasana is like that. When no other Upasana is taught, that time also Pranava Upasana important. That is done in other Upanishads. Prashna Upanishad, Katha Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Mandukya. No other, only Om. In Taittiriya, Samhita Upanishad, Abhyahuti Samhita Upasana, Abhyahuti Upasana, then Pankta Upasana, then Hridaya Antargata Jiva Upasana. All are told. Fir bhi, yet Pranava is important. Why is it so? Why is it so? The answer to is two. One is experience only tells you why is it so. The second thing is because of these logics. Because of these quotes of the Shastra. So by discussing this, we are trying to understand value importance of Om as an alambana to do the upasana of Mahat and Parabrahma. And remember, in all our earlier Upanishads, we have studied Omkara as what? It is alambanam, it is namadheyam, it is pratika, and finally it is the Parabrahma itself. Because everything has to be Parabrahma ultimately. Then Omkara also. That way everything is Parabrahma, but everything cannot be as efficient Alambana Pratika as Omkara. Om is ultimate. Others may be useful, but not at the cost of Om. Om is Om, ultimate. So, what is the value of greatness of Omkara? Simple words to listen, but the content behind that simplicity, the thought behind that simplicity is so profound that through that simple meaning, the highest inspiration you have to get to do the upasana of Mahat and Parabrahma through the Omkara. That's the meaning of like. I do really pranams to the elders. That is the only meaning, that is the only thing which reveals the meaning that I have understood the importance of them. सो टू प्रणव को हमारे जीवन में उपासना के लिए उतारा, तभी हमने प्रणव का महिमा जाना. महिमा बता रहे, वेरी सिंपल. दो इट इज सिंपल बट इट इज वेरी प्रोफाउंड इन इट्स इफेक्टिविटी. व्हाट इज दैट? Even though the pranava is only the sound, be attentive. Even though pranava is only a mere sound like any other sounds. A fan will make a sound, a bird will chirp, any चीज कोई नीचे गिरता है उसका भी साउंड होता है. Like all sounds, this is also sound. Even though it is a mere sound, yet when his home is taken as pratika or alamana for para and apara brahma, it has capacity to reveal to this upasaka both para and apara brahma. Other things don't have that capacity. That special power is there in Omkara. That is how it is. That's why it is selected. Why iron is used for the nails? Why not the lakdi? Because iron alone has the stability, stamina to hang there for a long time. That is inherently in that iron material that it can be used as nail. You can't use as nail the wood. वो टूट जाएगा, सड़ जाएगा. Understood? In the same way, Om has that, the pronunciation of the Om itself has a speciality of bringing Para and Apara Brahma to us when we do the Upasana of Om, taking it as the pratik of both of that. That's what he says. कि परापर ब्रह्म दृष्टिया ही उपास्यमाना ओंकारः शब्दमात्रः अपि परापर प्राप्ति साधनम भवति. नो ये स्टेटमेंट एक प्रूवन स्टेटमेंट है, एक्सपीरियंस में सो मेनी है. हमको इसको फैक्ट के रूप में लेकर उपासना करके फायदा उठाना है. अंडरस्टूड? All the earlier upasanas you have done. Now with that practice of earlier upasanas and experiences, you must develop the faith in doing the upasana as told by the Shruti Mata. Okay? Developing the faith in doing upasana as told by Shruti Mata. Now Shruti Mata is telling us to do the upasana of Omkara. Do it with faith. No question should be asked regarding this. So again I am reading for you. Omkara shabda matra api. Though it is only a word, but parapara brahma drishtya hi upasyamana. If it is meditated or used for upasana with the drishti that it is alambana or pratika of both para and apara brahma, what it gives result as a para apara prapti sadhanam bhavati. It will become the sadhana for para and apara prapti. Now yesterday I explained very exhaustive, very subtle thoughts there. What is the meaning of the apara sadhanam with omkaram? उपासना ओम का देखने से अपर का साधन क्या है? प्राप्तव्यम. That the apara brahma is Hiranyagarbha, he has got infinite powers and siddhis, that he will give us if we worship him through Om. That's a praptavya sadhana. What is the prapti of gained through the parabrahma sadhana of Omkaram? It is gnatavyam, means that parabrahma is me only. So, if you use Omkara to do the Parabrahma Upasana, we discover that I am that Parabrahma. Om helps for that. If you take the Om as a Upasana Alambana for the Upasana of the Apara Brahma or Mahat Brahma, the result here is what? The Mahat Brahma will bless me with higher posts and all the higher facilities, whatever we ask. It can be desire fulfillment, it can be getting the siddhis, it is getting the mastery over other things of Prakriti, it may be getting the higher portions like Agni, Vayu, Aditya. ये इस तरह से ये प्राप्तव्य है, ये ज्ञातव्य है. अपर अब्रह्म उपासना is prapti, para brahma upasana is jnanam. That jnanam gives mukti, because once I discover I am Brahma, No other thing exists other than Brahma. I have nothing to reach, nowhere to go. I am infinite already. Which is the acme of perfection, which is the pursuit or goal of every jiva in cosmos. Every individual in cosmos is trying to evolve to become one with the Parabrahma only, knowingly or unknowingly. So Omkara Upasana, if Omkara is taken as Alamana and do the Upasana Parabrahma, that's the result. So Parapara Prapti Sadhanam Bhavati. Okay? Sahahi Alambanam Brahmanaha Parasya Aparasya Cha. For both Brahma Para and Apara, this Om is Alambanam. Example is Pratimaiva Vishnu. Like for the Vishnu, the Salagrama is Alambana. In the Salagrama, when you do the Upasana of the Vishnu, that Salagrama, which was Alambana used by us for Upasana Vishnu, reaches us to Vishnu. Who is doing Upasana? I. Where? Inside me. About what? Whom? About whom? Vishnu. In what? This Salagrama. Without Salagrama, it is difficult to meditate on Vishnu straight away. Because at this level of mind intellect, they need a substantial object to focus. And the Indriyas need an object to focus. The mind needs for its focus of emotions an object outside. है ना, जो कोई बंदा नहीं है, ऐसे प्यार की बातें कर रहे हैं तो उसको बुद्धू कहते हैं. There should be somebody to whom he is talking. So too, in the same way, Vishnu all pervading is invoked in Salagrama. To the Salagrama, the mind will pour all its devotion. Through the Salagrama to the Vishnu. So outwardly seen, the Upasana is done to Salagrama, but the experience is to the Vishnu. The point of attention and single pointedness, the Salagrama helped us. Salagrama became the point of concentration for us. Concentrating on that, rising beyond the shape and size of the Salagrama, we are visualizing Vishnu in that. No, actually the final result kya hai is tarah upasana ka. The whole world will be as it is only. What you have to do is upasana of the world. How? By accepting, knowing that the world is Vishnu. See, kitne bhi saal upasana karo, Salagram or Shivalinga will remain as that only. What is the secret in that? The stone will remain as stone, but you change to see Bhagavan in that. So the world will not change for you. It will remain like that. We have to change our vision that it is Bhagavan in that way. Understood? The unrecognized Bhagavan is recognized. And the Bhagavan who never served, now started becoming servant of the Bhagavan. Upasana. Jnaname, I am that Parabrahma. That will come in the next Valli. So far in the Sambandha Bhashya, what is what? Para Brahma ka alambana Omkar hai. And this we exhaustively explained yesterday. Again, I will not quote that, which is said in our Katha Upanishad. Sarve Veda yat padamamananti tapam sarvani chedvadanti yadichanto brahmacharyam charanti tatte padam sangrahena bravimi om ityetatu. Then etatyavaksharam brahma etatyavaksharam param etatyavaksharam jnatva yo yadichati tasya tato etadalammanam sreshtam etadalammanam param etadalammanam jnatva brahmaloke mahiyate. Very beautiful. Again, if I enter into that, then word by word Bhashya, I am tempted to explain Dubara. Omkara. Now the mantra. Let us chant the mantra, and there is no time now. Ask ho gaya. We will see the first part of it if possible. Om Omiti Brahma Omiti Dagam Sarvam Omityetadανukruti Hasmava Apyo Shravayetya Shravayante Omiti Samani Gayanti Ogam Shomiti Shastrani Shagam Santi ओमित्यध्वर्यो प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृणाति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्षन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति. Today we will do a 10 minutes of exercise of trying to understand the Om as said in other Upanishads, which becomes an alambana for us to understand what Bhashyakara is telling to us, the meaning of this particular eighth Anuvaka. The eighth Anuvaka has two topics. First topic, first two lines are glory of Omkara is told. The nature of Omkara, the greatness. And the next entire portion is the utility of the Om done in various places is quoted to show that what we said the Om is so great is this way proved. So Om iti Brahma, Om iti idam sarvam. This is what the entire knowledge about the Om we have to gain, which we are going to say now, as well as the Upasana to be done with the Om. That's it. Then proofs क्या है देखो, these are the various proofs where the Om is used for Parapara Brahma Upasana. Not only that, in and through every activities which are aimed at doing the Upasana para Brahma, Om was the central point. That is the examples. And all these examples are related to only yajnas. Because in that Vedic period, anything they want is only by doing yajna and invoking the devatas they used to achieve. You understand? In those Vedic period, people are maximum familiar and acknowledged with, or familiar as well as acquainted with Yajna-shala. Because Subha, Dopar, Sham, koi bhi occasion hai Yajna. Like nowadays, any occasion, the important thing is खाना पीना. है कि नहीं? कोई शादी है, बर्बादी है, वो जन्म लिया, वो मर गया. Food is important. This is the third rate way of life today. Importance is खाना, and it become a rule. शादी होती है तो बुलाने वाले भी खा के जाइए बोलते हैं और जाने वाला भी खाकर आता है. इज नॉट कंसर्न एट ऑल अबाउट शादी as if. First what will you see? Lunch at what time or dinner at what time or reception at what time? Do you think अब होता है कि ना अपना मन आजकल ऐसा तैयार किया गया. In those days for them, for everything it is यज्ञ. परब्रह्म चाहिए यज्ञ चाहिए, वो कामनाएं पूर्ण करने यज्ञ चाहिए, नित्य अनुष्ठान क्या है यज्ञ. Therefore, that Upanishad obviously will give examples of what was going on at that time. तो एट दैट टाइम यज्ञ ही फेमस था, इसलिए यज्ञ में ही निरंतर ओम 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 चल ही रहा था. दैट इज व्हाट इट कोटेड. द कोटेशंस बाय द उपनिषद इज about the Omkara's utility in the yajna, only to substantiate or prove what is said in the first two lines, how and why the Om is great and how we have to use it. So it is great because of this reason, and it is proved because the Om is used there in this way. So the two things which we have to once for all listen and understand about the Omkara. First one is from the Avasthatraya Drushti. Now I touched this topic, you should be able to understand it exhaustively immediately because we have thoroughly studied in our Mandukya Upanishad, Mukhya Rup se Agama Prakaranam. It can be exhaustively explained for 2 hours, taking every detail into account. All that I will not do today, little bit tomorrow we may touch it. But this much we know, you and I as individuals are dynamic living beings. First point. Second is, what is the meaning of living dynamically is experiencing. Without the experience, the life is dead. And without the life, the experiences are not there. Therefore, the life and experiences are the synonymous. Is it not? I am alive, therefore I am experiencing. And I am experiencing, therefore I am alive. Therefore, the life is expressing as experiences in me. Come to this point. So, who am I? An experiencing entity. अनुभवी. जीव का मतलब अनुभवी होता है. First to come to this. You and I are living life. The life living is equal to experiences. Because without life, experiences cannot be. Without experiences, how can you say life? Like कोई बंदा मरा हुआ है. Is there life in him? No. Therefore, are there experiences in him? No. Come this way. Are there any experiences in him? No. Therefore, is there life in him? No. That is how we ensure. मर गया इसलिए अभी कोई काम नहीं कर रहा. काम नहीं कर रहा इसका अर्थ हुआ मर गया. Is it not? Put the fingers in his nostrils. Is he inhaling or exhaling? नहीं कर रहा है. Is it not? Put some eatable in front of his mouth or smelling thing? Not smelling. मतलब experience नहीं हो रहा, मतलब life नहीं है. I'm just trying for once for all to feel the meaning of the oneness between the life and experiences. I'm alive means I'm experiencing. As long as I'm alive, I'll go on experiencing. As long as I continue experiencing, I'm said to be alive. Okay? So, therefore, who am I? Experiencing my life or living my experiences. First point. Right? Understood? What understood, Swamiji? कुछ नहीं समझ में आता. When you say कुछ समझ में नहीं आता, it is a an everyday sentence to me. Nothing new. ये अर्थ तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Then now come to the next level of how many types of experiences we are having. Simple thing, and how many planes we are having. Is it not? Now, three types of experiences we have in three planes. The three types of experiences are the gross, the subtle, and causal. Is it not? And the three planes are in the waking plane, in the dream, and deep sleep. Oh, yeah. So, every individual, you and me, at this present moment, are having the Anubhava experience of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. This is familiar to all. Spirituality or any sadhana is to reach to the non-familiar absolute truth through the familiar only. There is no other way. Familiar is alagrama. Through that only we reach to the non-familiar Vishnu. That is the only way. So up to this understood the three planes of experiences we have. Now analyze each one of them. What are the things that are involved in the experiences in each of the fields, each of the planes? It is an exercise, homework. I give it to you. I will not do. So, what are the things that are involved in experience in Swapnavastha? What are the things involved in experience of Sushupti Avastha? पहले इनको ऐसे स्टडी करना पड़ता. Then, like the Mahajamasya Rishi, we have to focus on something, some extra intelligence we have to bring and apply to go into the deeper understanding. What is that? These three planes of experiences mutually related or not related? If yes, how? If not, how? The answer is both yes and no also. They are mutually unrelated. This is the first answer. Why? Because when I am in dream, I don't know about my waking. When I am in waking, I am not knowing about dream or sleep. When I am asleep, I don't know of both of them. So they are exclusive to each other. Is it not? जब आप नींद में हो तो जागृत का कुछ याद है तो you can't be said to be in the sleep. Sleep means other two should not be. Waking means other two should not be. Dream means other two should not be. Means what? First understanding, they are exclusive to each other. Unrelated. But though logically we derived this point that absolutely they are unrelated, but do you feel so that they are unrelated? No. Then what do we feel? We feel that they are all related. In what way? All of them are my experiences. Is it not? So, though mutually they are exclusive to each other, when you look from their standpoint. But from my standpoint, if I see, they're all my own experiences. Is it not? It was my dream. When I was in dream, I don't know about other two. Okay. When I am asleep, I'm not other. When I am the other. But I am the one who went through all these three things. No. Mera dream hai, mera sleep. Therefore, what is the conclusion? Means other than these three, there is the fourth. Who is there all these three, yet untouched by the three? Who is the one? Is it not? Who is the one means what? Very good question it is, and answer is the best answer. He is other than, apart from, independent of these three, yet permeating in all the three. He permeating all the three is later on, but he is other than, apart from, independent of these three. Clear? Then how to recognize him? Only when you transcend those three. Is it not? Only when you transcend these three, then we will, because if you don't transcend any of those three, then you are in them only. उसके परे वाले चीज को जानना है, उसके परे जाना है ना भाई, नहीं जाएंगे तो नहीं होगा. दिस इज वन अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट समथिंग एग्जिस्टिंग अदर देन दीज थ्री प्लेन्स. देन द गोल इज टू रीच हिम. ये एक टॉपिक इधर रखो साइड पे. नाउ द टेक द अदर टॉपिक हियर स्ट्रेट अवे ऑफ द ओमकार. Okay, what they discovered in Om and guided us to do upasana of the Om to discover the fourth Turiyatma is this. The Jagrat Purusha, Swapna Purusha, Sushupti Purusha, and I am the Atma, the fourth one. Turiyatma. Huh? That is what is the entire Mandukya Upanishad. सोयमात्मा चतुष्पाद जागृस्थान वैश्प्रज्ञा सप्तांग एकोनविंश मुख. देन स्वप्नस्थान अंत प्रज्ञा स्थूल प्रविदुग तयेस द्वितीय पाद. देन यत्र सुप्तो न कंचन कामं कामयते न कंचन स्वप्नं पश्यति तत् सुषुप्तं सुषुप्तस्थान एकीभूत प्रज्ञानगणैव आनंदमयो हि आनंदभुक् चेतोमुख प्राज्ञः तृतीय पादः. एष सर्वेश्वरे सर्वज्ञेशोऽन्तर्याम्येषो सर्वस्य प्रभावे भूतानाम. These were the three planes discussed. What is the fourth? Only when these three are rejected, you reach. Therefore, na anta pragnam, na bahish pragnam, na ubhayata pragnam, na prajnanaganam, na pragnam, na aprajnam. All the negation of these three. Assertion, adrushtam, avyavaharyam, agrahyam, arakshanam, achintyam, avyavadeshyam, ekatma pratyasaram, prapanchopashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, chaturtam manyante. Sa Atma, that is your essential nature. Sa Vigneyaha, that is what you have to discover. We have studied all that if you remember. At least do you remember we studied? What studied? Okay. Then how to discover that Sar, transcending these three. Then the next topic was the Pranava was introduced. Soyamatma, Adhyaksharam, Omkara, Adimatram. मात्रा पादाश्च पादाः मात्राश्च अकार उकार मकार इति. जागरितस्थानः वैश्वानरः अकारः प्रथमा मात्रा आप्तेः आदिमत्वाद् आपनोति वै सर्वान् कामान् आदिश्च भवति. स्वप्नस्थानः उकारः तेजसः मकारः मकारः द्वितीया मात्रा. स्वप्नस्थानः तेजस मकारः द्वितीया मात्रा. उत्कर्षाद् उभयत्वाद्वा उत्कर्षते वै ज्ञानसन्ततिं समानश्च भवति नास्य ब्रह्मवित्कुले भवति एवं वेद. सुषुप्तस्थान प्राज्ञः मकारः तृतीया मात्रा. मितेः अपितेः वा मिनोति वा इदं सर्वमपि तिष्ठ भवति एवं वेद. देन अमात्रा चतुर्थ अव्यवहारः प्रपंचोपशमः शिवः अद्वैतः. एवं ओंकार आत्मा एव संविशति आत्मनात्मानं ये एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत्. So beautiful these 12 mantras tell us the entire transcendence of these three planes to reach our absolute self with the help of first understanding our individuality going through three planes, then understanding the Omkara's three matras and merging these three planes in these matras. That's what Pranava Upasana was taught to us in the Mandukyam. We have studied it. Okay, that we have to keep in mind while studying this portion also. So the Om is taken and Om is understood to be having three matra, A and U and M. Okay, then what is the Upasana done? Upasana done is the entire Jagrada Avastha with all its trinity or trio and all its happenings is merged in Amatra. Matlab A alone is there in every one of them. Every one of them of the waking plane are in A matra. In this way, we have to do upasana so much. Like कोई थैली में चीज डालते हैं तो थैली दिखती है, अभी चीजें नहीं दिखते. Is it not same way? All the Jagravastha things are put in the thaili called amatra. In the such way that amatra only is seen, not the things. Like when I say everything my Krishna is doing, I see Krishna only, not everything anymore. That is called a upasana of Krishna in our saguna. So too the amatra upasana was taught to us. Yeah, that's why they gave. Jagarita. First, what did he say? Ki, sa atma savigneha, then saha ayam atma, adi aksharam, omkaraha adi matram. Okay. This Atma self is having three planes, Omkara having three planes. The Atma is the silent Omkara to be recognized that. For that, the practice is given to you. What is that? Other than the Atma, the three planes you are going through. Yes. Other than the Omkara, silent Omkara or Omkara, the silence, you are uttering the Om. Other than the Atma, the planes are three. Other than silent Omkara, the matras of Om are three, A, O, and Ma. Then each of the avastha, you merge in the each of the matra. What is the merging of it? Ki the entire Jagrata avastha is coming from Om, remaining in Om, going into Om. This upasana you do. When it is done, what is happening? Nothing is lost in the world. What exactly happens is the world of waking plane, which is filled with so many names and forms, are dissolved in one amatra. अब पूरा जगत जागृत का जितना भी बड़ा है उसका अवकात इतना ही है कि इट इज ओनली अमात्रा बट दिस मच इंपॉर्टेंस वी आर गिविंग दैट इज वे वी आर कॉट अप दैट्स कॉल्ड एज साधना दैट्स वेदांत लाइक यू फॉट विथ समबडी इन द जागृत अवस्था अब्यूज हो गया हाथापाई भी हो गया ये सब क्या है अमात्र इतना ही बस इफ यू वैल्यू इट इट इज सो इम्पॉर्टेंट इफ यू डिवैल्यू इट डिजॉल्व इट इन द अमात्र ओनली remember, A is not, Amatra is not the Jagrata Avastha. Like Saligrama is not Vishnu. But you are wanting to reach the Vishnu Bhagavan, so you are taking Saligrama as a means to reach Vishnu. So too, Amatra is not Jagrata. You don't train that way to know. It will not happen. Then Amatra is taken as the support for sadhana. What is the sadhana? You come out of Jagrata Avastha, na? जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्ति के परे जाने से आत्मा मिलेगा our goal is atma so you have to go beyond all the three planes one of the technique given to go out of the jagrata avastha is merge all this in amatra our drushti is sarvam vishnuvaya how to do that first have vishnu drushti in your shaligrama our goal is not to have the Vishnu in Shaligram. Vishnu Shaligram, इतना बड़ा विष्णु शालिग्राम में कैसे होंगे? But we use the pratika there, alambanam, for developing Vishnu Bhava in us. Here Vishnu Bhava develop करने को शालिग्राम यूज किया. यहाँ क्या है? Already developed importance given जागृत अवस्था को डिसॉल्व करने के लिए ओम का अमात्रा का यूज हम कर रहे हैं. You understand it? The difference between that and this? There the unseen Vishnu has to be seen. Therefore, in the Pratima, the Vishnu is imagined. Here, the seen Jagrata has to be transcended. Therefore, it is made unseen by merging it in the Amatra. What is the meaning of merging here? Doing Upasana. What Upasana? Everything only. Everything only. That much Amatra. How it is said, Apnoti vai sarvan kaman adishya bhavati. Some similes the Upanishadkara and Bhashyakara explained. That's only for some satisfaction. Whether they are satisfied or not intellectually, do the upasana. ये सारे जागृत अवस्था के सब चीजें केवल अमात्र है. And how do you do it? When do you do it? Not while being busy in the जागृत अवस्था. वहाँ तो you are कर रहे हो substantial. Remember, the self is realized on the seat of meditation. When you sit on the seat of meditation, the Jagrata Avastha is a problem. On that plane, while sitting for meditation to know the truth, the Jagrata Avastha's merger in the Amatra is done through this Upasana. याद रखना पूरा साधना बैठकर किया जा रहा है यहाँ आत्मज्ञान ब्रह्म ज्ञान साधना बैठकर ध्यान में किया जाता भागा दौड़ी नहीं आफ्टर डिस्कवरिंग हिम देन इन एंड थ्रू आवर एक्टिविटीज वी सी हिम दैट्स डिफरेंट वो बात की बात इज ऑल आफ्टर द जीवन मुक्ति after knowing the self. But before knowing the self, you are seated at one place, you have closed your eyes, then your mind is functional. That functional mind is reveling in Jagrata Avastha. That is becoming disturbance to transcend it and know the self. Therefore, that Jagrata Avastha is merged in Amatra. So too, Swapna Avastha is merged in Umatra. Then Sushupti Avastha is merged in Mamatra. Therefore, there are no Jagra, Sapna, Sushupti in our awareness now. Whose awareness you have now? Of A and O and Mamatras. Okay? Whenever Jagrata is remembered, dissolve it in the Amatra. Isir A hai, aisa करते हुए. Amatra should become predominant, not Jagrata Avasthas, anything. Umatra should be predominant, not Swapna. So to Mamatra. Then we merge Amatra in the U in the Ma is in silence. This is how the Om has become Pratika and Alambana and support for our Parabrahma achievement. Is it not? In meditation, Parabrahmaka, of every gross, subtle, causal. That doesn't mean absence. That is an absolute presence, which when was not recognized, the non-recognition led to the unnecessary projection of the gross, subtle and causal, in which we are caught up called as Ajnana and Samsara. Same Omkara, if you take as Apara Brahma, then you are Apara Brahma, Omkara, you are Sarvagna, you are Shaktiman, Sarvavyavaga, you are the one whom I am doing salutation, therefore please give me this thing, that thing. अब ओम को अपर ब्रह्म के रूप में उपासना करो तो all that results come. In that Upanishad, Apara Brahma was not given exhaustive explanation because Upanishad is not for Apara Brahma, it was Para Brahma. इसलिए use Omkara to do the Apara Brahma मांडुक्य तो तुरी अवस्था पहुंचाना है, तो परब्रह्म के प्रतीक आलम्बन के रूप में ही ओमकार का वहां निर्देश दिया गया है. Clear? Here also, this Upanishad Taittiriya, Om is taught mainly for Parabrahma, but the explanation or the examples are given are of Aparabrahma because the examples are of the Yajna. और सब लोग यज्ञ अपर ब्रह्म उपासना के लिए ही, जिनके द्वारा अपने जीवन के सारे सुख शांति के लिए वो लोग कर रहे. So now make both use of both Taittiriya and Mandukya Upanishad, and the common thing that is told in them is Pranava Upasana. And in Taittiriya, Pranava Upasana is taught for the Apara Brahma Prapti. In Mandukya, the Omkara Upasana is given for Parabrahma Prapti. This way, Om has become alamna for Apara and Parabrahma Prapti. So here, the context in this Pratama Valli is about Apara Brahma, therefore Omkara ka Upasana, Apara Brahma ke liye karte हुए, गोल अपर नहीं है, पर ही है. So, what is being discussed by us last couple of months is clarity about what is this Upanishad teaching us regarding our sadhanas, upasanas. Once we start becoming clear, then we will be starting to do it also. जब तक समझ में नहीं आता क्लियरली आप कर नहीं सकते, समझने के लिए टाइम लगता है. सुनते रहो, सोचते रहो तो समझदारी हो जाएगा. Then we can start doing it. Okay? Protect the mind, sorry. Protect and save the mind from rajas tamas, maintain it in sattva gunam, and pour the knowledge in it. Make that knowledge pakka, firm, so that we know what to do and what to achieve. Not to achieve what we have to do. क्या पाने के लिए क्या करना, ये स्पष्टता हमको आना चाहिए. शास्त्रों का ये उद्देश्य है. होगा जितना आज तक हुआ है. Till now we never knew there is some Upanishad existing. At least today we know. Till now we don't know what the mantras talk about and Bhashyakara. At least 0.01% तो पता हुआ ना, because of our effort. Continue the effort. The 0.01% will become 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%. बढ़ता रहेगा. छोड़ो तो सब चला जाएगा. So tomorrow, how this Om is the entire world of names and forms we will see. Therefore, Om is a pratika of the Apara Brahma. Therefore, as an Apara Brahma, when you do the Upasana with the help of the Om, that Apara Brahma also will help us. That topic tomorrow we discuss. These two put together, what we talk today about the Avastha Trasthiti, what we speak tomorrow as Om, as the expression of both Apara Rupanam of the Jagat, Omiti Idagam Sarvam, what is said in the first two lines of the main mantra are told. भाष्यकार ने इतना एग्जॉस्टिव नहीं बोला, लेकिन हम दूसरे उपनिषद पढ़ चुके हैं, इसलिए उसके आधार से हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. देन ही गिव्स द ग्लोरी ऑफ द ओंकार ओनली. ओमित्येतद अनुकृति हस्मवापि ओ श्रावेति Omiti samani gayanti, ogam shomiti shastrani shagam santi. All that will tell us how thorough those people were in the conviction about the Om as a alambana, and that thoroughness of conviction, how thoroughly they practiced at every step, because of which that Om Apara Brahma blessed him them as a result of those yajna karma which they did. This is what we discussed tomorrow. And I am not taking time. If I take time for myself and you, this topic can run into 1 week. Where what examples that are given here, how can that be translated into our day-to-day life? The big thing it is, a heavy dose homework I have to do, then I have to explain it to you. You should have the patience. Whatever the examples of Om being utilized, given in this next Anuvaka, ओमिति शस्त्राणि शगम संति ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौति ओमित्येत अग्निहोत्र मनुजानाति. देर ऑल द यज्ञ में ओम को यहाँ इस तरह यूज करके फायदा पाए हैं. दैट इज द पर्पस ऑफ saying. But the each of the thing are thing related to our vyavahara. Like this thing we skipped in all of them. Like when we are doing the Vyahruti Upasana, Bhurityagno Pratitishthati Bhuvarti Vayo, no, Bhuriti वा अयम लोकः भुवरित्यन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः महमित्यादित्याः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते. हम तो ऐसे कर कर चिकाय कर चले गए, बट एक्चुअली भूरिति वा अयम लोकः भुवरिति अंतरिक्षम सुवरित्यसौ लोकः महित्यादित्य मीन्स दिस लोक अंतरिक्ष लोक स्वर्गलोक आदित्य लोक चारों लेकर हमको समझना है कि इन चारों का मतलब मायना व्यवहार में क्या है, व्यवहार में क्या साधना करना है. That we have not discussed because that is too heavy a subject right now. It will be revealed by the Lord when we get into the Upanishad way of living our life. There. So too, Bhuritvai Pranaha Bhurityapanaha Swaritivyanaha Mahiti Annam Annena Vav Sarve Pranaha Mahiyante. What is the meaning of that sentence in our day-to-day व्यवहार? प्राण के तरह कैसे जी, प्राण की तरफ हमें कैसे जीना है, अपान के तरफ हमारा दृष्टि क्या होना है, देन समान के तरफ दृष्टि क्या होना है, देन हाउ द अन्नम इज रिलेटेड टू ऑल ऑफ देम, हाउ दैट हैज टू बी प्रैक्टिस्ड. ये बहुत बड़ा सब्जेक्ट होता है. उसके लिए हम अभी लायक नहीं है अभी, बिकॉज वी आर ओनली टाइम पास के लिए पढ़ रहे उपनिषद. फॉर दोज टू होम परब्रह्म इज द ओनली गोल, and for those whom only Taittiriya Upanishad study and practice is the only means, other than that nothing of the world they are involved in, to them only that way it is taught. वो 5-10 जन्म के बाद मिलेगा हमको. अभी तो हमको खाना है, पीना है, सोना है, घर गृहस्थी संभालना है, रिश्ते नाते को संभालना है. We have 2792 projects. Among them one is morning class. With such preparation or non-preparation, those sublime practices are not taught. Just like in Ramayana. Whole Valmiki Ramayana is nothing but Brahmajnanam. But the people at that time, this time, according to Valmiki, were not fit. They were in a story form he wrote. But Vyas ji understood. Valmiki ji तो पहले लिख कर गए, but Vyas ji तो बहुत बाद में आए. By the time of Vyasa, so much of time lapsed, and so many rishis, munis came, the many Upanishads were revealed, Vedas revealed. Then he understood कि Ramayana Valmiki ji so beautiful. If it is only remains only a story, not the Brahmajnana exclusively revealed, then it will not give a fulfillment. Therefore, let me write the Ramayana in the Adhyatmika Drushti. That's all the Adhyatmika Ramayana. Today we are going to study. Ramayana is not only Katha, it is an Adhyatma. How? Valmiki is, Vyasaji is proving. Vyasa has got experience of writing so many Puranas, writing the Brahma Sutras, codifying all Veda. तो इतने वो पके हुए हैं कि रामायण को तत्व दृष्टि से. Why didn't Valmiki write that तत्व दृष्टि? Because at that time importance was Ram Avatara, Ramacharitra. Where Ram came for Dushta Shikshana, Shishta Rakshana. It was an external thing. He had to write only that time. If he writes about तत्व दृष्टि से, फिर राम तो तत्व के लिए तुरंत तो आए नहीं, बाद में ही लोगों के लिए रामायण कथा से कोई स्पेशल मायना नहीं है, इसलिए रामायण उनके लिए तत्व होना चाहिए. उन समय के लिए लोगों को रामायण मतलब राम भक्ति, राम उपासना. That's so difference between Valmiki Ramayana and Adhyatma. And Tulsidas has 100% copied Adhyatma Ramayana. Everything in Adhyatma Ramayana alone is in Tulsi. Only for the case, it is in Sanskrit, that is in Awadh. We will see that. In the same way, here also, Omkara Upasana. Listen more and more, have patience. Before class, after the class, what study you do, I don't worry. I'm not bothered. At the class, be regular on time. Listen as much as carefully possible. Okay, stop here. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah Parabrahmabhyo Namah Parabrahmane Namah Shrutimate Namah Vedavyasa Vaishambhayani Ajnal Kyata Shankarada Gurubhyo Namah Asmat Gurubhyo Namah Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Stay back for the Viduraniti. 2 shlokas.